Hello, I'm Dragon Rider Luke. I'm a Christian streamer, and I'm always up for a friendly chat about my faith. I also think that it's important that people read or hear the Word of God frequently, so the next 5 minutes or so will be a chapter from the Bible. If it feels like I'm skipping around, that's because you're not watching my videos in stream order. Romans 9. I speak the truth in Christ. I am not lying. My conscience confirms it through the Holy Spirit. I have great sorrow and unceasing anguish in my heart. For I could wish that I myself were cursed and cut off from Christ for the sake of my people, those of my own race, the people of Israel. Theirs is the adoption to sonship. Theirs the divine glory. The covenants, the receiving of the law, the temple worship, and the promises. Theirs are the patriarchs, and from them is traced the human ancestry of the Messiah, who is God over all, forever praised. Amen. It is not as though God's word had failed. For not all who are descended from Israel are Israel, nor because they are his descendants are they all Abraham's children. On the contrary, it is through Isaac that your offspring will be reckoned. In other words, it is not the children by physical descent who are God's children, but it is the children of the promise who are regarded as Abraham's offspring. For this was how the promise was stated: at the appointed time I will return, and Sarah will have a son. Not only that, but Rebekah's children were conceived at the same time by our father Isaac. Yet before the twins were born, had done anything good or bad, in order that God's purpose in election might stand, not by works, but by him who calls. She was told, the older will serve the younger. Just as it is written, Jacob I loved, but Esau I hated. What then shall we say? Is God unjust? Not at all. For he says to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I have compassion. It does not, therefore, depend on human desire or effort, but on God's mercy. For Scripture says to Pharaoh, I raised you up for this very purpose, that I might display my power in you, and that my name might be proclaimed in all the earth. Therefore God has mercy on whom he wants to have mercy, and he hardens whom he wants to harden. One of you will say to me, then why does God still blame us? For who is able to resist his will? But who are you, a human being, to talk back to God? Shall what is formed say to the one who formed it, why did you make me like this? Does not the potter have the right to make out of the same lump of clay some pottery for special purposes and some for common use? What if God, although choosing to show his wrath and make his power known, bore with great patience the objects of his wrath, prepared for destruction? What if he did this to make the riches of his glory known to the objects of his mercy, whom he prepared in advance for glory, even us, whom he also called, not only from the Jews but also from the Gentiles? As he says in Hosea, I will call them my people who are not my people, and I will call her my loved one who is not my loved one. And, in the very place where it was said to them, you are not my people, there they will be called children of the living God. Isaiah cries out concerning Israel, though the number of the Israelites be like the sand by the sea, only the remnant will be saved. For the Lord will carry out his sentence on earth with speed and finality. It is just as Isaiah has said previously. Unless the Lord Almighty had left us descendants, we would have become like Sodom. We would have been like Gomorrah. What then shall we say? That the Gentiles who did not pursue righteousness have obtained it, a righteousness that is by faith. But the people of Israel who pursued the law as the way of righteousness have not obtained their goal. Why not? Because they pursued it by faith, but as if it were by works. They stumbled over the stumbling stone. As it is written, see, I lay in Zion a stone that causes people to stumble, and a rock that makes them fall. And the one who believes in him will never be put to shame. May God bless the reading of his word. Okay, so last time we did a load of side quests in Hateno, and then we headed north to Zora's domain. And that's where we are. And Zora's domain is under a deluge. The yellow on the map is water, but it is tainted water. I cannot swim up it, and, well, I haven't really seen any other ill effects of it. Swimming in it doesn't cost me any health or anything, it's just, it's tainted. By sludge. Oh, the Zoras aren't fond of it, that's another thing. So we're going to see if we can do something about the sludge that's raining from the sky at, very, very fast intervals. and see if we can do something about it. But to do that, we have to head up West Mountain. So, which thankfully doesn't have a Lionel at the top, because I firmly established last time that I cannot take Lionels right now. Discovery! West Mountain Cave. Oh, hey! I'm glad I did that now. We got another Misko's treasure. And I really need to make more of this sticky potion or whatever it's called. Hey, a climber's bandana! It may look like a regular bandana, but it's actually infused with ancient technology that enhances core strength to improve your climbing ability. Awesome! Learnings of the Zora, Anecdote 1. The solid water and the fluid spear, as told by Prince Sidon. Yes, they have. The Zora are not associated with water because of our dwelling place alone. We each also, to varying extents, possess the ability to actually manipulate water. We use this gift for many purposes. We use it to swim faster, to achieve mighty leaps from the waves below, to gather fish, and so much more. For me, the true awakening of this ability that many of my childhood chums already possessed came upon me quite suddenly. One day I was training at Veiled Falls. The rain slickened my grasp, causing me to drop my spear. I reached to grab it, but it was already too far away. Soon it would fall to the bottom of the cliff, never to be seen again. I knew that I must take hold of it, and at that moment, droplets created a stream extending from my outstretched hand. The water stream twisted and turned until it finally took hold of my falling spear, and deftly returned it to my grasp. In that moment, the water was solid and my spear fluid. This sensation forever changed my approach to spear play. I was reminded of how my sister Mifa described it, and everything clicked. Water and spear became as one. Gaining yet another layer of admiration for my dear sister, I devoted myself to my spear training from then on. Huh. Midair perch. Ooh. Nothing else in this room, it doesn't look like. Oh. I did not expect to just fall off the other side. That's okay. Whoops. That's a problem. Let's come this way a little bit. It'd be nice if I could find some of these. Where was the hidden... Ah, it's right there. Never mind. This is very easy. There are much harder spots to get to that they could have hidden that. Five arrows. I will take those. That launches, doesn't it? Indeed it does. Oh, yay. One of these. The shrine imprisons and purifies the ancient evil. Outside equipment is forbidden beyond this point. Proving grounds. Vehicles. Oh, I get it. Cast. Ow! Crap. It took off without me. Goodbye to you. get out of there. Have fun, buddies. Got one left. Let's go. Got a little more health than I hoped. That's okay. It's gonna go down soon. Haha! Your equipment will be returned to you. I suppose instead of crafting the vehicle I did, I was supposed to come over here. Fly over the top. And then we get, let's see, a hydrant, a beam emitter, a head, so it would aim at foes. It already has spikes mounted on the front, and cannons. Oh goodness. Oh goodness, this was set up for decimation. What happens when I get... Okay, I need to step on this thing up front. This was meant to destroy. This is a tank. Okay. That's how you're supposed to do it. That's okay, what I did worked. Magic Rod! That's actually not useless, because I do have one thing in mind for it. And I'm going to replace the hydrant sledge. Yeah. What I wanted to do with that is we're going to get... Where is it? Gemstones, gemstones. Here we go. Opal! Because it says it's the power of water. That should be much more effective than the hydrant. Don't you think? Mifa Court Security Report. A rivet. Day in and day out, the sludge never stops falling. Thanks to the tireless efforts of Prince Sidon, the water flowing into the domain has been kept somewhat clean. But the mountain path to Toto Lake and to Dunma is completely covered in sludge. When you want to sneak over there, remember to bring lots of splash fruit. It is so nice to see you, Link. Welcome. Are you looking for Prince Sidon?
Hi.
You'll find him over there, intently focused on his important work. I'm certain that if Prince Sidon knew you were here, he would be overjoyed to see you, Link. Now then, please go and see him right away.
Is it really you?
Hey, he's got the ceremonial spear too.
It's good to see you, my friend.
I think he's a mic quieter now. Link, it has been far too long. I received word that you had gone missing and was beside myself with concern. Whatever could have transpired?
No!
To think that something like that could have taken place beneath Hyrule Castle. And afterward you mysteriously awoke on a sky island. The sky. Could it be that the sky is the key to everything after all? Ah, my apologies. I have actually been wondering if those floating sky islands could be the source of the falling sludge. Of course they are. That is why I have tasked a Zora historian with investigating ruin fragments and all historical documents related to the sky. As for me, I am not at liberty to leave this spot at present, as I am uniquely qualified to deal with the sludge here. You see, old friend, this place is the source of the water that flows into Zora's domain. That is why I must use my power of water manipulation to separate the sludge from the water in order to clean it. If I cease, then the sullied water will flow into our beloved home, and there will be much pain and suffering. That is why I cannot afford to leave here, no matter what. Say, Link. Does it not seem that Princess Zelda's whereabouts might be related to the floating sky islands and the ruins? If so, perhaps you should go and speak with our historian, Giotto. His many years have blessed him with great wisdom. It is quite possible that he could provide you with some useful information. At present, you should be able to find Giotto continuing his investigation at Toto Lake. By the way, I hope that you know I am truly happy to see you again after such a long time apart, my dearest friend. Visit me anytime you like. Your presence is never anything less than welcome and appreciated. At Toto Lake. Where is that again? Sidon, Prince of the Zora, the son of King Dorephan. An enthusiastic Zora with a zeal for justice, he selflessly protects the domain with integrity and passion. His older sister, the champion Mipha, fought the Calamity Ganon 100 years ago. Link earned his complete trust when they worked together to save the domain years before. He now considers him his closest companion. Toto Lake is over here. Alright. Oh, can't get it while the sludge is there? That's fine. Gone now. Ah, it's supposed to go there. An ancient stone slate! This dignified presentation. Yes, the writing looks like waves upon a stormy sea. Extraordinary! This ancient stone slate was written by our Zora ancestors from the distant past and left for us to discover. Stand upon the land of the skyfish, a droplet, the watery bridge. Alas, I cannot decipher it. Ah, Link. My apologies, I was deep in thought. In any case, I have news. I have made a monumental discovery. This is undeniably an ancient Zora stone slate. Better still, upon its surface there appears to be text regarding the sky. However, the slate is broken and so I am unable to read it in its entirety. I deeply wish that I could view the full text. Alas, I fear that my fins are tied. Oh, you mean like that text? What is this? The stone slate? I can hardly believe my eyes! Link, I must thank you! Oh, incredible! I can finally read it. Yes, I very well can. Stand upon the land of the skyfish, and behold its lofty view. Among the floating rocks you see, a droplet waits for you. Through this droplet, shoot an arrow with the mark of the king. Do this task, and you shall reveal a most wondrous thing. See the watery bridge's resting spot with your own two eyes. That which connects the Zora to the people of the skies. This is an extraordinary discovery. This important text actually tells us how to journey into the sky. Though in truth that mystery is just leads us straight into another. One difficulty has been overcome and yet another has appeared in its wake. As it mentions the mark of the king, perhaps it would be prudent to consult King Dorephan. I assume that he will be returning from his investigation of the sludge shortly. Clues to the sky. Stand upon the land of the skyfish, and behold its lofty view. Among the floating rocks you see a droplet waits for you. Through the droplet, shoot an arrow with the mark of the king. Do this task, and you shall reveal a most wondrous thing. See the watery bridge's resting spot with your own two eyes, that which connects the Zora to the people of the skies. So it does mention a connection between the Zora and the sky. Still, I simply do not understand it. As it mentions the mark of the king, perhaps it would be prudent to consult King Dorephan. I assume that he will be returning from his investigation of the sludge shortly. Okay. So now we have some idea of where we're supposed to go. But I'm still not totally sure. The king's in trouble? King Dorephan Super Punch and Super Kick! Yeah! Yeah! I'm so big and strong! Wahaha! Oh no, I got beat! The sludge is so yucky! Ah, you got me, you big dumb monster! There's no other choice. I'll have to hide in the secret spot, and that spot is... What's up, guy? We're full up on folks who are allowed to play our King Dorephan game. We can't keep playing with you here, so take the head and scram. Learnings of the Zora, Anecdote 2. The great task entrusted to me, as told by Prince Sidon. I, Sidon, was entrusted with the great task of renovating the Zora stone monuments that had fallen to ruin. There are 11 stone monuments total found in and around Zora's domain, including the one you are now reading. The former text written by my father, King Dorephan, could not be salvaged, and so sadly it had to be replaced. Despite my royal blood, whispers abound that it is improper for someone my age to write over the king's glorious words. But they do not realize that it was King Dorephan himself who ordered me to undertake this restoration project. Father says that it is not set in stone that I shall be the one to inherit the throne, as it is not a matter of blood alone. If we ask the eternal skies above whether I am fit to rule, they shall remain silent, and so we must look to our fellow Zora. He urged me to use these monuments to share my learnings and speak to our people straight from my heart. Father is older and wiser than I. His sage advice is a gift. As such, I have inscribed my thoughts upon these 11 stones. I do not know how far-reaching my words shall be, but it is my hope that they will reach whoever needs to hear them most. Until one of my descendants writes over my musings many years from now, I pray they resonate with whoever reads them. I think this is directly below the throne. It is. Listen. Did it, but the sludge is too thick and gross. I have failed. My king! King Dorephan! Pretty please. Oh, what if you went to that one place to hide? Hey, come on, do it right. That didn't sound like him at all. I'm trying, but I can't play Muzu and the monster. Not all by myself. Hey, I've been wondering forever. The secret spot for King Dorephan is hiding. What kind of place is it? I know, right? I asked King Dorephan about it once. He said it was a pristine sanctuary, or something. Pristine sanctuary. So I guess it's a spot with clear water? Somewhere you can get your tummy clean and stuff. But these days, most of the water around the domain is all yucky because of the sludge. Oh, I've heard there's clean water flowing somewhere between Polemus Mountain and the domain. And there's supposed to be a secret entrance behind the waterfall, too. How cool is that? Secret entrance behind a waterfall with clean water. Huh, that sounds pretty amazing. Yep, hey, wait a minute. Muzu told us we could never ever tell anyone. It's fine, no one's listening. Anyway, let's go through our game again. This time with feeling! Can't we play something else? Let's not rain on their parade. And here it is. Discovery! Pristine Sanctum! Lanayru Great Spring. I guess I have to climb up that one. Okay. Yeah, who approaches? Is that you? So it is, Link. How did you find this place? What cruel ploy are you plotting? Hold, my ever-loyal Muzu. If you speak in such a way without explanation, Link here will only be confused as to what is going on. Dorphan, King of the Zora. Hello, Link. It has been some time since we last spoke. I had received word that you went missing along with Princess Zelda. Why have you come here? Oh well, to think that such a thing would transpire for the hero of Hyrule and Princess Zelda.
Huh?
You expect us to believe that Princess Zelda simply disappeared just like that? Do not sully our ears with your lies. I saw Princess Zelda with my own eyes right after the phenomenon at Hyrule Castle took place. Calm yourself, Muzu. Link's eyes betray no hint of deception. He remains a trusted friend of the Zora. There must be an explanation. Link, I will now tell you what happened when we last saw Princess Zelda, as well as the reason behind my seclusion here in the Pristine Sanctum. We encountered Princess Zelda just after Hyrule Castle ascended into the sky. Floating islands appeared as if from nowhere. Sludge and fragments of ruins began raining down. Muzu and I had left the domain to investigate these strange occurrences. That is when it happened. Princess Zelda descended from the sky, accompanied by a sludge monster. What happened next took us by surprise. She then unleashed the beast upon us. Yeah, I had a feeling. If only the folks in Kakariko could hear this. King Dorphan valiantly vanquished the threat. However, he was gravely injured by the sludge during the battle. And as for Princess Zelda, she vanished without a trace. Word got out that Princess Zelda lost her mind and harmed the Zora King. The resulting turmoil would be devastating. No, she didn't lose her mind, she got possessed. Totally different. Happened before. See Twilight Princess. That is why we are temporarily remaining hidden within the Pristine Sanctum. According to your story, Princess Zelda disappeared suddenly in the depths beneath Hyrule Castle. On the other hand, she suddenly appeared near Zora's domain and unleashed a monster upon us. The waters of truth have become murkier still, but from the Zora perspective, one thing is clear. It all leads back to the sky. This disaster, the sludge, the monster, and even Princess Zelda. It may well be that the answer to these riddles can only be found skyward. Sidon ordered Giotto, a historian well acquainted with ruins, to investigate. I wonder if any progress has been made. Hey! Ah, so you have already spoken with Giotto. You say that the Mark of the King was mentioned on the stone slate that was restored? Indeed, I do know of it. The Mark of the King refers to a Zora King's scale, one of my scales, in other words. I have heard it called by that the name you mentioned in an ancient ritual. However, none remain who know how it was used. If this particular scale of mine may prove useful to you, by all means, take a few. There's no need for restraint. This is as nothing to me. If you run out, simply return and acquire more. He gave us 5. Zora Kings bear the scale on their foreheads. It sparkles in different ways depending on the angle from which it's viewed. They were once used in ancient Zora ceremonies. After all that has transpired, and after much reflection, I have come to a realization. I must truly be getting on in years to have allowed a mere monster to catch me off guard. Perhaps the time is nearing for me to pass the title of king on to Sidon. King Dorphan. In any case, that is a matter for another day, after the chaos surrounding the sludge has quieted. Please inform Sidon about my situation, and about the king's scale. Tell him there is no need to worry about me. Tell him that he must go forth and do what needs to be done. Alright. So, I'm just curious. Oh. It won't let me help. Dorfan, King of the Zora, the ruler of Zora's domain for the last several centuries. While assisting Hyrule during the Calamity 100 years ago, he lost his daughter, the champion Mipha. He overcame his sorrow to help Link defeat the Calamity. He was recently injured when a figure resembling Zelda set a monster upon him. He is spending time away from the domain to recuperate.
Oh.
Ah, that is the Zora armor. It really is perfect on you. I have no doubt that it will help you in your search for Princess Zelda.
Yes.
Speaking of, have you found anything? What? You say my father was attacked by a monster? And that Princess Zelda unleashed it upon him? What could that possibly mean? That she's possessed. Well, for now I fear that all we can do is take my father at his word and try not to let our concern overcome us. Link, thank you for telling me about my father. Princess Zelda descending from the sky, not to mention the monster in that filthy sludge. It seems our course is skyward. We now know that the mark of the king written on the slate refers to my father's scale. The only remaining mystery is that of the land of the skyfish and the floating rock in the shape of a droplet. Stand upon the land of the skyfish. That must be referring to an actual location of some sort. I am sure that if we locate the land of the skyfish, it will lead us to the floating rock that is in the shape of a droplet. Link, if you have any leads, please let me know at once. Oh, skyfish. This one. That's very obvious. So it has to be this up here. Which, how do we get up there? Oh, it's over there. So... we have a balloon over here, but I have no source of heat is the problem. Wait, hold on. That's not a sludge fall. I can actually just swim up that. Okay. Aha! I just mashed A as I approached. Floating Scales Island. Wow, that is just miraculous how fast it clears that out. It's just gone. There has to be a droplet I'm supposed to fire through, right? So... wow, there's a lot around here, but... ah. I see it. Yeah, you wouldn't get that angle from anywhere but right here. Here we go! This is the sky complete. Pillar of Light appeared at the East Reservoir Lake. The clues you gathered from the repaired stone slate suggest this will lead you to the watery bridge. Sidon will want to hear about this. You can find him at Mifa Court. Okay. Yeah, this selection of debris here, there's no way you would see that as a droplet anywhere but right there. Lady Yona, it is far too dangerous for you to be here.
Yes.
Darlene, I came here because there is something I need to speak with you about. I've been thinking for quite some time. Oh, hello there, Link.
Huh?
What has happened, my friend? Did you figure something out?
Huh?
You solved the ancient stone slate's riddle and a pillar of light appeared? If the words upon the stone slate are correct, a path to the sky may open up if we investigate that location.
Oh.
Well done, Link! This is a huge development. I see. My dear Sidon, I think that you should go with Link to investigate that pillar of light, as I was just about to say. For a long time, I have been concerned that you are holding yourself back and not acting as freely as I would have expected. But, my love, if you and Link join your powers, I am certain you shall be able to overcome whatever danger awaits. That is undoubtedly true. However, whatever is troubling you, Sidon? Why are you hesitating so? It is simply that... Huh? Well, that's new. Sludge-like! Ambusher of Mifa Court. The monster is covered in sludge! Could it be the foul beast that harmed Father? Sidon! We can take care of the water, at least for a little while. Do not fret about the domain. You are right as ever. It is up to you, my lady. Link, please, I must ask that you fight at my side once more. I want to take a picture of it, and then I'm going to throw my water scepter at it. The beast is protecting his body with sludge. It is a mighty opponent, certainly, but we must not falter. When an opportunity presents itself, call out to me. I shall use my power to envelop you in water, thusly shielding you from our foe. At that point, you may shoot forth the water as an attack by swinging your weapon. Sidon's power of water. When Sidon's aura is charged, he can create a bubble of water that blocks an incoming enemy attack. If you swing your weapon, this water will be channeled into a long-range strike.
We need
Sludge-like.
to get up close and personal.
Oh, you need to get up close and personal, do you?
Be careful.
Ow! I'm not doing anything. Okay, he got eaten. That's fun. Ow! Ah! Did not see that one coming. I cannot save. I wanted to not mash through the text again. Anyway.
We need to get up close and personal with him. Be careful.
Ow! Ah!
Now go.
I can't do anything, Sidon! Okay, fine! If you want to be completely useless, you can be completely useless. You did it, Link! Take that, foul beast of the sludge! Is everyone alright? We are unharmed. Thank goodness. Lady Yona, if something had happened to you, Ahem. In any case, it is possible that another monster will appear. I suggest that you return to the domain at once. Thank you for the sentiment, Sidon. However, more importantly, we must consider what Sir Link spoke of earlier. The pillar of light that he said appeared at the reservoir begs to be investigated. This may be our opportunity to learn the cause of the sludge falling from the sky, or even Princess Zelda's whereabouts.
Yes.
Leave this place to us, dearest Sidon. Your friend needs your help getting to the bottom of this mystery. Well, of course it would be best for me to accompany him. However, I cannot leave you alone in this dangerous place. Did you not entrust this task to us already? We will not be on our own for long. We shall be just fine. But, Sidon, my darling, I truly appreciate that you worry so for my safety. It speaks to the kindness in your heart. But you are the Prince of the Zora. One day, you will lead the people of your beloved domain. I can see right through you, whether you want me to or not. You are yielding to the fear of losing someone you love again. You must overcome your past and face whatever the future holds with courage. But,
Come now.
Enough is enough! You are not acting like yourself.
Hey now.
You must leave this place to me. Sweet Sidon, do not get lost in the past. You must keep moving ever onward. Just follow your heart, as you always do. Like my old self. Like I always do.
Yes, yes.
It is alright. I swear it. I am not going anywhere. I see. There it is, clear as day. I was giving in to my fear of once more losing someone I love. Aha! You are right, Yona. I will not give in to this fear, nor forsake my trust in you. I leave this place to you, my love. Off we go, Link, to the Pillar of Light. I shall blaze on ahead, my friend. It seems Sidon has finally put his doubts behind him and returned to his usual fearless self. I am so glad. All this time he was clinging to regret over being unable to save his precious sister, Mipha. My poor, tormented Sidon. And to think he was unknowingly paralyzed from taking action because he feared losing me as well.
Whoa.
Yet he has overcome this trial and placed his faith in me. At last the Sidon I know and love has come back to me. Link, please take good care of my dear Sidon. He is the sun in my sky. Royal Claymore! A large sword now decayed issued to the royal family's guard. It's tuned for skilled users and yields a powerful flurry rush during a perfect dodge. Okay, fine, I'll get rid of this. So that is the clue for reaching the sky. Just now. What was that? Never mind. Now is not the time for flights of fancy. Just where could that light be coming from?
I have an idea.
After all, I can only swim on the surface. You can go a little lower, right? Oh, he's purifying it, isn't he? Oh, nope. Vortex. Which should lower the center, shouldn't it?
I can see an entrance at the bottom of the lake. I'll make a path for you. Dive in, Link.
Okay. Last time we went to the bottom of the lake, it was the water temple. I wonder if it's the same here. Interesting. And it doesn't... It's not just filled with water. Upon jumping into the whirlpool, you found a vast space filled with ancient ruins. You may find a clue about the watery bridge among them. Must be a drain for the water somewhere, because, that up there is supposed to be a reservoir. Which means this wouldn't have been underwater, when they built the reservoir. Whatever. Good thing I stood on here. Discovery! Ancient Zora Waterworks, Lineru Great Spring. Waterworks, huh? Like every single water temple has been? Ah. This'll be interesting. There's our rock. I can't climb the ladder because of the water. That's fine, that's fine. They gave me all this stuff for a reason, right? Ah, I see. Oh, this is gonna be fun. I would not have wanted to stand where Link was. Huh, it will let me go up. I won't, because I have a feeling it's just gonna exit this location. But it will let me go up. Okay, that was not difficult enough to call it a dungeon. That would be like the prep dungeon. The spot where you get the key to go to the dungeon. Some actual water, not just a deluge of sludge. I mean, it's muddy water, but it's still water. A waterfall! A waterfall descended from the sky! Link, what happened? Is this your doing? Aha! So you activated a mysterious device in the ruins. And then the waterfall appeared. I believe I understand. To Zora, a waterfall is no different from a path. That must be the meaning behind the watery bridge. Yes, it must. If we climb this waterfall, we shall ascend into the sky. Link, I know you could do it. My belief in you is as well placed as ever. Huh?
Here. Come here.
Actual Zelda.
Come to me.
It is happening again. Is someone calling to me? What was that sound I just heard? Well, in any case, we now have a path forward. All that is left is to press ever onward. To wear your Zora armor, you can climb the waterfall as well. Let us be off to our next adventure, Link. Up we go! Woo! Watch that number in the bottom right climb. Wellspring Island. Huh. Low gravity here. Oh, incredible. Oh, what is this place? My body, it feels as light as a feather. This is a strange place indeed, but right now we must focus on locating the source of the sludge. Link, it is time to divide and conquer. Let's split up for the time being. Oh, are we in the realm of constructs cost me, devices cost me nothing? That's awesome. Nope, never mind. As soon as I picked it up, it started costing me something. still, this is a really cheap construct. Or, not construct, device. That's just another fire hydrant. Oh, I need to make it stop costing me stuff. Anything down here? Aha! Old map! Woo! Oh, goodness. That's right under, what's it called? The island that took away all your stuff? I'll remember it later. But yeah, it's right under that island. Hoverstone! Woo! A Zonai device that can defy gravity and hang in place. Ages ago, the Zonai may have used this technology to create islands that float in the sky. We have low gravity in here. Orbs of water. Large Zonai charge! Woo! Oh, I get it. Oh, I can't do it from here? That's not as helpful as I was hoping. It's too high. That's not helpful either. And I lost a heart. Darn it. I was doing so well! I hadn't taken a single heart of damage this whole time. Then what do I do? I can't use rise out of that thing. Or ascend out of that. And what do I do? Oh. Oh, I feel like an idiot. Okay, so the center of this thing has an actual, has an actual physical presence, but the rest of it just goes... Okay. Which means I need to make a ramp for that, don't I? Yep. Oh, I get it. What should I call you? And thanks for the follow. Oh hey, I actually ended up on top of this thing this time. Aha! Thank you, low gravity. Alright, what is that? Flux Construct 2. I imagine it's easier than the Flux Construct 3, so maybe I can actually take it on. Okay, Flux Construct 2. A construct composed of interconnected blocks made by the Zonai with advanced techniques and magic. This model has been upgraded to process complex commands and assume modified shapes. To provide sufficient energy to power its gigantic form, this construct contains a massive store of Zonai charge. Oh, that's funny. It actually shows the whole view of where I took the picture. That's nice. Yeah, can change shape in order to block attacks was the bane of my existence, which is why I couldn't beat it. But maybe I can take on this one. I already know all of its patterns from the last one. Oh, this is very easy compared to last one. Ah, that. It's too high. I can't get that. Sage's Will! Woohoo! That's way too high. I cannot get up there. The entire thing is fusible like that? That's interesting. Well, maybe I can hit it with a bomb. Oh, that's funny. It has a face. Ah, the cube. Goodbye. I got a fan, and I got something here that I can probably fuse to something. What if I fuse it with the Soldier 2 Reaper? Actually, instead... Flux 2 Construct Core! Alright, plus 25. That's nice. Better than before. Awesome. And now with all of these charges that I just got, I can finally use them. Battery! A zonite device that holds concentrated zonite charge energy. Use it to provide temporary power for other zonite devices. Just 5 at a time. Or just 10 at a time. I don't need to go overboard with this. That was not what I anticipated! That's okay. I don't need to do it the easy way. Or I can just lose all of my stuff. That works too. Let's get back up there. I really like this setup for a dungeon. Old map! Oh, just east of me. The Light Dragon. Interesting. How in the world did you get up there? Done and done! Link, let us keep pushing forward. That... From what I can tell, all the sludge waterfalls are flowing from the ruins above here. In other words, if there is a source for the sludge somewhere, it must be. Link, once you are amply prepared, let us dive right in. Not yet. Understood, I shall be waiting patiently for you right here. Or I'm just gonna save.
Hey!
I bet a barrel of fish that if we climb this waterfall, we shall find the source of the sludge. Are you ready, Link? I'm ready. Right, the time has finally arrived. Off we go. We are very high in the air. We have 4 digits of height. Or altitude, really. But even that is even higher. Oh, goodness. Oh, this is the water temple. All that we've done so far, that wasn't a temple. This is the water temple. This is a great big arena here. How magnificent! To think that such a structure was floating in the sky above our own Zora's domain. Link, look. That is surely the source of the sludge. I am certain of it. We must do something about it. That is it! Link, you see it, do you not? If we could only make use of that water. Okay, well, it looks like we have 4 things to take care of. Oh, I get it. That's fine. I don't need the battery. What I do need is that. We know that this floats, which means I can just use this thing to... Nothing up here. Okay, fair enough. Oh, I get it. Get it. Gotta be something I can do. You know what? Let's go to the other side. Maybe I can find out from the other side. Water Temple B1. That does not look easy to solve. I mean, I could solve it with one of those floating platforms, I suppose, but I don't have one. I didn't bring one. I do have one. I brought one. Oh, hold on. What's this down here? Oh, there's one over there. Okay. That works. Get over here so I can make you stop using my stuff. Well, that's way more than I do. Oh, that's spikes. Yay. Yet another thing that I don't know how to turn. It's a water wheel, but it doesn't turn when I put a water source on it. Leave. I guess. Thanks. I don't get it. What need to do? That one, at least, is fairly obvious. I know how to get up there. Oh, I know how to do this too. Ah, yes, water conducts electricity. But again, we're ending up with something that I don't know how to deal with. Oh, it's allowed to lock... Okay, in Breath of the Wild, you couldn't be locked into places like this. Oh, never mind, it isn't allowed to lock me in. Even though I do have a Send, which can just get me out. But, yeah. You're not allowed to be locked into places like this. But... why... What is it that you need to do with this? I don't see any dudes. I have something to do here. This is insane. Why do I find here? It can't be something you're supposed to do. What the rock do this thing? Perhaps there has to be a way to do this. What is it? Oh. What do you need to do here? This is insane. We need to do this. This is the water temple, but I can't find any water to do anything with. Or anything that water does. I don't get it. I found 3 of these things so far, and I can't find a single thing that I can do with them. Give it that. Hold it. Well, I got rid of the sludge, but that didn't stop it spinning. There's an opening on one side, but I don't know what I'm supposed to get up there. Ah. There. That's what I'm supposed to get up there. Well, as far as I can tell, that's permanent, so I don't have to worry about that coming back up. And now I just have to figure out what in the world it wants me to do with these 4 things. Opal. I have 4 water wheels and nothing with which I can do anything on any of them. Link will slide off them, sure, but that doesn't do me any good. If I hit them with a weapon, it does nothing. If I try to fuse with them, it does nothing. If I try to drop something on them, it does nothing. If I try to run water on them, it does nothing. I can't rewind them, I can't fuse with them, I can't ascend through them. Not that that would do anything. I can't drop items on them, I can't use weapons on them. What did they want me to do? A fan does nothing, water does nothing. Oh my goodness. I have to actually walk over here. That's what I have to do. Oh! It seems it did not work. But you saw it too, did you not? Using that mechanism did have an effect. There simply was not enough water. That sound again? That sound again.
Cherished kin. This is the source of the pure waters of Zora's domain. Use your power to turn on the 4 faucets and you can collect water here.
Yeah, I already found all 4. It happened again, only this time I heard the voice loud and clear. The 4 faucets. I see. If we turn those on, we can acquire more water for the water vessels. Right, let us get to work, Link. Together! With our powers combined, there is nothing in the world that can stop us. Okay, you come over here, buddy.
Okay.
There we go.
Yes, you got one flowing.
Yep, this is gonna be real fast because I've done everything.
This is great. Just 3 to go.
Well, at least now I know the pattern for going forward.
Ah!
That's 2.
Well done, Link. Now you just need to open the remaining 2.
It'll be real fast.
Right.
That's 3.
All right. Just one more, Link.
Yeah, we're good. Right over here. Where are you? There we go.
Okay. You did it, Link.
Yep.
Okay, they're all filled up. Now we just need to use the sensor device.
Yep. Okay, I'm curious. I never came up here. Yeah, there's nothing up here. Okay.
Look, the sludge dissolved. The domain is surely safe now.
Turn around.
Huh? Not good.
Well, that's a tiny thing. Muktarok, Scourge of the Water Temple.
This strange creature must be responsible.
Okay, then.
Get ready. Let's go, Link. This thing can spew sludge. Horrible. Link,
Does it count? It counts.
you're not alone in this fight. All right, let's go.
Now let's pull out something a little higher power. Never mind. Now let's pull out something higher power.
Here goes. You've got to stop it.
Hey, Stu. That's gonna make it a little harder to get around. But it really shouldn't matter too much.
Let's use water to clear some away. It's able to swim through the sludge. That's going to make it hard to catch. You've got this.
Ah! +3 attack! Well, that was violent. Oh, hey! It's all going away. I forget what that thing is called. I've seen it in Ace Attorney. Heart container! Woo! 7 hearts. I think it's for you, Sidon.
Sidon, my cherished kin.
Huh?
That voice again. You're the one we've been hearing this whole time?
Indeed, I am your ancestor from a time long past. I served the first king of Hyrule as a Zora warrior and a sage who, like you, could direct the flow of water. You are the pride of the Zora, your fluid, graceful movements as you fight. I would expect nothing less from my descendant.
That's the Sheikah symbol in the background, and she's wearing an elephant.
But it was a servant of a greater evil, the Demon King. His true purpose was to prevent you from obtaining the stone that you just found. My secret stone.
That stone that you are wearing.
Yes, and it is important you know more about the stone and the Demon King. So listen closely to what I have to say. It concerns the imprisoning war and the destiny of our people. Though we Zora live long lives, this all happened in a time ancient even to us. The kingdom of Hyrule was still in its infancy. A great evil, the Demon King, appeared. He invaded Hyrule and sought to cut the new kingdom's time short.
That's Ganondorf.
But Rauru, the first king of Hyrule, brought me and 5 other warriors together to oppose him. Rauru entrusted us with the means to fight the Demon King. Treasured artifacts called secret stones that amplify the power of those who carry them. As the Sage of Water, I bore a secret stone and fought alongside my fellow sages in battle.
With the ceremonial trident.
The Demon King's power was overwhelming. Even my strongest defenses could not stop his ferocious attacks. In the end, our leader realized it would not be possible to defeat the Demon King outright. He chose to end the battle by sealing the Demon King away, sacrificing himself in the process.
So that was the imprisoning war.
The rest of us survived, and it was not long after that climactic battle that someone came to see me. Her visit would make the destiny of the Zora crystal clear. It was another of the 6 sages, the Sage of Time.
Zelda is the Sage of Time.
Will eventually be undone. When that happens, a noble swordsman named Link will oppose him. We must help. Lend him your power. He will need the Zora's control over water.
The course of the Zora's future was clear. It would be our honor to aid in defeating the Demon King. I swear to you that, when the great evil returns, the Zora Sage of Water will awaken once more. The Zora people and their sage will fight alongside your swordsman.
This is the Zelda that we saw when that gave us rewind or recall.
That is
what it's
everything
called.
there is to share of the imprisoning war and of the destiny of the Zora. Zora's domain is once again safe thanks to you. However, the Demon King continues to threaten all of Hyrule. Sidon, my cherished kin, you must take up my secret stone and honor the vow I made to the Sage of Time. Fight alongside the swordsman, Link.
It's my destiny to fight by your side. I came here so that I could save Zora's domain. But it looks like all of Hyrule will need my help. I'll do all I can, just as my ancestor did. I will accept this secret stone. I am the Sage of Water. Behold, this is my new power. your hand.
Okay.
I, Sidon, the Sage of Water, swear that I will fight by your side. Please accept this. It is proof of my vow. With that ring, you will always have my power with you. We're partnered up again. Yes. All right, let's head back home.
Haha. Would have been nice if he had followed me from the get-go instead of having to, wait for that. But, okay, whatever. Now I know the pattern for going through these, temples, so I'm not going to have to look that up again. He should be healed, right? Because the sludge is gone.
Oh.
Whoa.
Link, welcome back!
Oh.
Link, have you seen? The sludge has vanished without a trace! Link, thanks to your courage, the inhabitants of Zora's domain are safe once again. No words could express the depths of my gratitude. Thank you, hero. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you. As for you, Sidon, though Link certainly played a key role, your own efforts to save the domain were nothing short of magnificent. Always believed in you, Sidon. Now you have unequivocally proven your worthiness to bear the crown. That is why I shall joyously take this opportunity to pass the throne to you. Father, this is so sudden. No, it only seems that way. In truth, it has been heavy on my mind for some time. Sidon, my son. It is time to ascend the throne as the new king. Take Yona's hand, and as one, lead Zora's domain to a brighter tomorrow. Me? The king? He is so much bigger than her. He is standing on a higher pedestal than her right now, though. Thank you, Father. I will not let you down. I swear it. That is the spirit, my boy. Now, accept your place upon the throne. The finest swordsman in all of Hyrule shall bear witness to this momentous occasion. Silence, everyone! I hereby inherit this crown from my father, the exalted Dorephan. From this moment on, I shall be king of the Zora. At the same precious moment, I ask that you also open your hearts to your new queen, my beloved Yona.
Sure.
The sludge threatens us no more. We are once again free to swim through the crystal waters beneath azure skies without fear. We could not have achieved this without our dear King Sidon, our heroic Sir Link, and all of us who call the domain home. I am so proud and so very grateful to count myself among the Zora of the domain. However, that does not mean that all matters have been resolved. Right you are, my love. So long as darkness lurks in the depths of Hyrule, this peace we have fought so hard for could vanish like a bubble on a needle. We shall not allow that. It is now time for the Zora to help Link prevail. Everyone, I ask that you lend him your strength. Doing just that shall be the first task that I and my partner in life, and in leadership, shall undertake as your king and queen. First things first, my friend, regarding the whereabouts of Princess Zelda. When I obtained the Secret Stone, we saw a vision of that woman, the Sage of Time. She bore an uncanny resemblance to Princess Zelda. What if that is indeed who it was? No, I am getting carried away. That simply is not possible, is it? My ancestor lived in the distant past. It is difficult to imagine how the two could have crossed paths. There's little chance that Princess Zelda somehow ended up in ancient Hyrule. In any case, what we desperately need right now is more information. Link, as I have just ascended the throne, I must offer my sincerest apologies for being unable to accompany you. Still, I shall continue gathering information about our lost Princess Zelda. Please promise that you shall once again grace our fair Zora's domain with your presence sooner rather than later. Whatever comes to pass, know that you and I will always be connected, by the power of a sage, no less. Vow of Sidon, Sage of Water. Proof of the Vow of Sidon, Sage of Water. Use it to summon or dismiss the Avatar of Sidon. Woo! There are 3 more, but we know that there are 6 sages, but one of them is Zelda. The others are Light and Time. I can activate and deactivate them on the, I can't summon here. Okay. Fair enough. And I'll go ahead and chat with these folks.
Hey!
Link, it seems the time has come once again for you to resume your heroic travels. It seems the time has come for you to resume your heroic travels once again. I will continue seeking out information on our vanished Princess Zelda. You have my word. I'm quite certain that the search for the princess will not be easy. Such important endeavors never are they? But no matter what transpires, know that I am always with you. Should you ever have need of me, simply ask, and I shall appear. Can't speak with you. Ah, Link, you have done it! With your help, King Sidon has realized his full potential and become a worthy successor. I can now leave Zora's domain free of concern. It is inarguably in good hands. As it were, I have been tasked with joining Pura as a representative of the domain. I look forward to joining my efforts with those of our brave Zora soldiers. In summation, and to repeat myself, as an attendant of Queen Yoda, it is paramount to demonstrate more self-awareness. At all times and in every circumstance, you must behave in a way that is in no danger of reflecting poorly on her. Yes, I am ever reflecting on that. Indeed, your words ring true. Ah, Sir Link. Oh, Sir Link! Whatever are my manners? I was not quick to notice you had graced us with your presence. I am terribly sorry. Perhaps that is because you were so absorbed in lecturing me. Honestly! And the reason for that is your lack of progress with the tasks you have been entrusted with. The Zora helm we are to present to Sir Link seems to be stored in a skyfish. Queen Yoda kindly provided you with that helpful information, yet you have done nothing with it. Yes, that is so. I desperately searched the river for the fish that ate the Zora helm, but I returned empty-handed. Your silliness. It is unlikely the Zora helm was placed in an actual fish's stomach. I suspect you should be thinking of the skyfish as a metaphor leading to the place where the helm is hidden. Never listen closely to my guidance, which often results in these ridiculous misunderstandings. Help me, Sir Link. The never-ending lecture. I actually know where that is, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Ah, now I am. Zora helm! Zora headgear made from dragon scales. Increases swimming speed and allows you to spin attack while swimming. Alright. I think that'll be good for today. So, I don't have any other streams for weekend change because I'll be traveling next weekend. So my next stream will actually be the Friday after next. But I still will be putting up the video for today and for and for yesterday's stream on time. Anyway, that's going to be all for today. So, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.